Hello.
Hello, welcome everybody. My name's Arlene Arnold. Arlene Arnold, to know who I am. And this is Leslie Romine with me, and we are here to bring you some interesting things about the energies for this month and also for the next 7 days. So, Leslie and I are going to probably give you opportunities to put some things in the comments section. And so I'm going to be sure I have the comments up so I can see what we're doing here. So, hello, Courtney, Shanti, Anne, and Joels. It's so nice to see
Yes.
you.
Hi.
And Will, yes. So we're so happy that all of you are here, some of you on Facebook and some of you on YouTube. So that's fabulous. And so we want to remind you because this has been a really interesting month and so much going on that we want to be sure that we remember that this is a time of uh, staying grounded, because that's our theme for the month of December, is stand firmly grounded in love. Stand firmly grounded in love. And one of the things that I did for this month, which you can find on the energy focus for the month, and you can find that on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So anyway, one of the things that we did there, I won't go into the full thing, but what we did was to focus on the heart and then move our focus down through the body, down through the bottoms of our feet, where we find that there are like roots in the bottoms of our feet that go on down through all the layers of the earth until they get into the center of the earth, where we find the earth mother love. And that those roots begin to bring that earth lover love up, and it's a kind of mother love because we call it Mother Earth. And we bring that up through these roots into the bottoms of our feet, and then bring it up into our body, our whole body, and our energy field. And then we go back to the heart and go from the heart up out of the top of the head to the center of creation and bring that energy down into the body. So both of these energies from the earth and the energy from our divine source are here together. And that is how we can be of the most help in this world right now, because there is a lot of chaos going on. And we want to make sure that we are grounded in love, so that everybody we meet, every situation we're in, the way we treat ourselves and our family, especially during this holiday season, that it really comes from that inner love that we have. And staying grounded in that love is very important. I'm sure, Leslie, you have a additional you would like to add to that about being grounded in love.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think just that to me, when you're grounded in it, you have opportunities to participate in the energies of source as well, because you have a sense of trust and a sense of knowing that it's going to be okay. So that to me is kind of a basis.
Boy, isn't that important though? Because if we don't have that, we tend to go into, because we're highly sensitive and intuitive, and we're psychic enough to pick up a lot of what's going on. It's really, really important that we are grounded in that love from both the earth and from the cosmos. So, what we want to talk about a little bit is that it's really important to find how that works for you. How do you stay grounded? And then be able to make that an automatic. Maybe you start your morning before you even get out of bed and make sure that you're grounded. Maybe you make sure as you go into a situation that you think might be a little bit difficult, make sure that you're grounded. So anyway, that is so important. And I'm really glad that we got that for the theme, stand firmly grounded in love. That's the theme for December. I think it's been a very important theme for us. So before I go any further, I want to welcome Jeannie. Nice to see you here. I love getting together with all of you. I feel your energy and your love, and it's just such a special time for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to go into the luminary. I forgot to get mine out, but the luminary for December was wings. Oh, thank you. And that one, I picked out a little bit of something for us today. What are your soul felt desires for yourself and the world? Would you put that in the chat? What are your personal soul felt desires for you, your family, your work, whatever that is? And then what are your soul felt desires for the world? Remember that when we say it, when we know it, when we keep coming back to it, it's like we are soaring with the spirit. That this wings really gives us that opportunity to see things through the eyes of what is our soul felt desire. And remember that we are birthed from the divine source, which is the creator of all. And that means that we create, and we create through our thoughts and our words. So when we say what that soul felt desire is, that's a really important way to begin to bring it into this world. So, Leslie, do you have a soul felt desire that you have thought about that you'd like to share?
Well, soul felt desire. I guess sometimes lately it's gone to a soul felt desire for humanity to through this time we're going through to wake up and to realize who they truly are. And I guess that's one. Yeah.
I think, one of my soul felt desires would be that families are getting together with family members and that kind of thing. And then sometimes there are those who don't have that family association. And there are places in the world, or depending on what your spiritual affiliation is, that maybe Christmas isn't something important to you. I feel it's so important because of what happens with family and how I'm reaching out to some of the people that I haven't been in touch with. And I feel like that's a real important part of what creates, because that kind of love is the same love that we were talking about being grounded with. And it's really important that we bring that into these family gatherings, because sometimes there are old issues that may not be resolved, or I know for a long time I didn't feel like I wasn't known by my family as to who I really was and what I'd become. And but I learned after a while that wasn't necessarily their job. It was my job to just be who I am and show up with the love that I have for them. So I hope that we can do that as we are with groups, with family, all of that kind of thing, because it's so important. One other thing in Wings is Wings tells us to breathe into potentialities yet unrealized, remembering that all we desire is possible. Boy, if we just knew all the possibilities of what we could create, we would be blown away. So I really feel that it's so important to keep coming back to that again and again, and reminding ourselves that we we create, we bring possibilities into form. And right now, what many of us are working on is to change the collective consciousness so that it can become what I believe humans are, that they are essence of love. They're the essence of creating what is wonderful for everybody. And humans have kind of gotten off track. And this is our opportunity to be what it is that our soul felt desire is for the world. And that's one way of changing the collective consciousness.
One way of,
Hello, Ofa. We're glad you're here.
I think one way of doing that is to bring it to personally,
Mm-hmm.
to learn to shift your thoughts quickly,
Yep.
and rather than letting them drag on. As soon as you realize, oh yeah, I'm running this thing over and over, to shift it. And some ways to do that is through breathing at the colors, or doing physical activity. Just change what you're doing, and find a way. Singing, dancing, something shifts that, and putting out your intention for what you do want, as far as your thoughts to be, and your connection to be to source.
Well, and Wings is here to help us. You can use one thing you can do is, if you have somebody help you, you can tape this to the back of your heart, and you can bring this Wings energy into your whole body, or you can stand on it and allow the energy of Wings to come all around you and envelop you. And Wings is here to really help us create what it is that our soul desire is. So let's use these tools. This is what they're here for, and they're waiting for us to put them to work. So let's do that. Okay, so let's go on to the lesson in gold for December. And what I picked out is a section that's called Graven Image. Because you do not trust yourself, you have looked for solidity outside of yourself. You have put your trust in others instead of knowing the truth within yourself. This will always lead to disappointment. There is gold within you. Be willing to dig for the gold to find your valuable and precious self. That just brings me to tears, because it's like, let's dig for that gold and find our valuable and precious selves. That's so important. Anything you want to comment on that?
Yeah. The part I was really drawn to was, it raises us up to a place of grateful acceptance of who we are, and also look at what we value. What do we? It's that kind of wisdom that comes from gold. Choosing how we spend our time, who to connect with, and how to create balance in our lives. Those are some ways that we can really look at, what do we value.
Yes.
So as we're shifting and changing, we can go, okay, well, what things do I want to keep? What things do I want to say? Thank you, and you helped me, and now I'm ready to move to another place.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are going through that right now.
And that's the reason why we got to stay grounded in love, is because when so much changes, we don't necessarily feel like we are grounded. So we need to find that way to be truly grounded. And Shanti says, inner and outer peace everywhere. Wow. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And Mia's here. Welcome, Mia. Glad to see you here. All right, so let's move on to the strength in blue, which is another color for this month. And I picked out this section that's called Blueprint. When you bring things into form through blue, they come from your true essence, from the spiritual source within you. Sometimes they seem to come through you from someplace beyond you. Have you ever felt like that, where something came through you? Because that was what was happening when I wrote this book for the luminaries, and also for the color cards. So, the blue is the throat, but it's so much more than just the voice. It's really about how you express yourself in the world and how you know yourself in your true essence. So, what would you like to say about
Well,
that?
it's a very creative place too, where we get to create according to what we find makes us feel peaceful, creative, flowing. And creativity is maybe you have a new idea. I have a new idea about this. What about this? And investigating it. Or you've had a kind of revelation of, oh, that's what this means. And then you can bring that as well. Also, oranges, that's complement, which is another creative place in your body, and they are the complements of each other. So one is feeling it, and one of it is expressing it. The orange being the feeling, and the blue being the expressing of it. So working with these together really can allow you to put it out there. What it is your desire is, what it is you want to create in the world. And that brings a sense of peace when you do that to your heart. And it brings clarity. Oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And I think that's a great color.
I love that. I'm trying to see where everybody is. Courtney, somehow you have yourself set up so we can't see you. Um, if I try to fix that, it puts it on our picture here. So if you can find a way to fix that, then we'll see that you're here.
I
So
saw Courtney as the first one on
yeah, I
Facebook.
know, and I didn't see her because
Yeah,
it was, at least on here, it was.
yeah.
Let me see if I can fix it. No, it's not going to let me, because see, when I go to show, it puts her on the stage. So all right, there
Well,
she
I have
is.
her on the list. We'll get it in.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we've got everybody down here, and so I think we do. Oh, Jeannie, I didn't have Jeannie on there. So Jeannie.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want us to look for a minute at some of the answers we have here too, because uh, I love this one. Ofa says for people to see each other as brothers and sisters more and more, and for more and more people to love and respect Mother Earth. And may it be so, Ofa. And Will says a personal and collective shift to wisdom, respect, humility, and artistry.
Mhm.
Again, may it be so. We need that so very much. And then express feelings and feels expressions you emit. I think it's really important to know that yes, we express our feelings, but if we don't do that, people feel where we're at anyway, and they're maybe confused by it or wonder about it or whatever. And the more that we can be available to uh, speak up, I think that really helps. All
Mhm.
right, so now we're going to shift to this week. And we have the lesson in brown in the colors, and we have the luminary vortality. I love the lesson in brown. It's really about feeling yourself connected to the earth, receiving the beautiful energy from the earth. But here's what it says in the book. Brown by itself can be overburdened, much like the earth is. If you take on all the emotions and pain that others are experiencing, or if you try to nurture and heal everyone around you, you will find that you have nothing left. The lesson in brown is to balance earth and heaven, human and divine. Then all things are possible. It's such an important time to realize that, because uh, when there's sadness, when there's uh, uh, chaos, and when there's anger, uh, it we can take that on, and then that depletes our energy, and also our light becomes less so. But the first thing is we have to be aware that it's okay to know that that's happening. It's just not okay to take it on your own body and energy field. And that's partly why we suggest that you put a membrane around your energy field that has the metallic gold on the inside of the membrane and metallic silver on the outside. That makes this a space for you that's private, and it's also uh, feels safe. That doesn't mean that you don't connect, because you still connect with people, and you still feel what people are, but you're not taking it on you. And that's when you take it on you. And I've done that. There was don't know if it was this week. I think it was, where I had one day. It might have been Monday, where I took on uh, uh, some kind of tears, and I worked through it and finally got an understanding of what it was about. But I don't continue in my day when that happens. If I've taken something on, I immediately sit down and I use my tools to understand it, and then at the same time to release it so that it does not uh, take me down, because that is not necessary for us to be aware, and it's not necessary for us to be of service here.
Mm-hmm.
Denise says, peace on earth. Yes, may it be so. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I, I kind of wrote a little bit of a note because this stood out to me too in Brown, that that overburdened part. We can learn or create a way to space out what needs to be done, like to make a balance in our life. It's like, do I really need to do this right now, or could I do it another time? Or can I, when you're feeling like, wow, I need to just chill for a little bit, and then I have focus and energy to go on to the next thing. And I do think with energies around us, that if we have our protecting, like you talked about, we do better with that. And when we don't, when we have it, but we still can feel some of it, we can also work with that. And even though it doesn't come in, we can see it. You know what I mean? Um, so you can focus on uh, what what fulfills you and brings you joy, and what do you get excited about doing. Um, so it it's that practice, to me, for me, and to me, it's a practice of, oh, okay, I'm here now. I'm feeling this way. What's another choice that I could do that would feel more fulfilling, or practical, or something I can do immediately about it.
I was thinking too, Leslie, of one of the things that we taught people, and will be again probably this year, training them to do the color therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And we would ask, when something comes on us like that, is this mine or somebody else's, or both?
Mm-hmm.
And mine on Monday was somebody else's, and it was a person in my family. I finally was able to figure that out. But it wasn't a situation where I could call and say, hey, are you okay? So we'll see what I learn at Christmas time. But it was good to know that I was being tapped on the shoulder to send love, to send colors, to do something. And then I kind of knew the direction to send it. So it was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Just brown is so important. I always think of it like being in the garden as a kid, and the soil was so wonderful, and just being barefoot, putting my toes in that soil, and I think that's another way to be so connected with the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a nurturing thing that happens for us. So our next one is the luminary vortality, and that our subscription membership that we have. It's called the Vortal, and it came from that, and it has the numerical 10, 11, and 12, and that is both even and uneven numbers. And I learned some big things about that I'm going to be putting into the masculine feminine course that starts on the 16th of January. And watch the newsletter and get it on your calendar, because this is one of the most important pieces of information for you. You'll just find it really changes your life. So, vortality, what I have is form is becoming less solid. It now changes as needed. Allow this organic movement in your life. Amazing beauty and pure delight will follow. Well, we're in a time of great change because we are evolving. And the differences in energy can be really quite uh, vast, because we have some people that are operating on a very human level, and maybe that's what they're here to do. We don't know. So it's not about saying that's right or wrong. That's just where they are. And then others are kind of in between, and then others that are moving into some of the really highest frequencies. And instead of seeing it as something different, I think we can see it as we're all in the process of change, and we need to allow for that as an organic movement in our lives. So it's not something we're forcing, it's something we're moving with. And that is a real good way to really expand ourselves. So, Leslie, what would you say about vortality? And I'll get vortality out here so I can put there.
Yeah, mortality is one of those cards for me that talks about, okay, you're going through a time of changes, and what is organic movement in your life? What does that mean? Um, and for me, it means as it comes to me, I'm given a choice to take action right then or intend it and look for the space and time for it to come along. And something might pop up and say, okay, here's a thing for you to look at. And when I've learned to not have an expectation of delivery, so to speak, but to allow it to process and take the steps that need to make it happen. And I actually, truthfully, I used to look at this card and go, oh no, big changes, oh dear, and now I'm like, okay, let's see what's up, and I can just go, okay, well, and one of these I have to just share happened this week, and for a while now I've been, like I really need a new refrigerator, and we really do, and what are you going to do about it? And different things were done, and took time, and all of a sudden this year it's time, and so this last week, we have a new refrigerator, and every time I open the door, I just go, oh, I have a new refrigerator, and it's like, it's just so wonderful. It's joyful, and it's fresh, and it's new energy, and it has spurred other things going on in that vein. So, it's just one of those things. And that was a good example.
And isn't it interesting how it takes away from the stress? Because when you have something like a refrigerator and it's on the edge, you go,
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't break down.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of elements, but learning to let it take its course organically.
Yes.
Keep looking at that word, organically. So that seems to be an important piece.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I just keep coming back to mortality always too, and it's that part about allowing the organic movement, because I have such an ability, or have had in the past, of making things happen. I don't even try to do that anymore. I don't spend my energy that way. I really ask. I really sit and journal, which I hope everybody will join us for Journal with Your Knowing Self. We'll be doing that twice again next month. And it's such an important way to find out what's really going on, and how can I deal with this, and what is this about? And boy, that is so helpful for me, to not try to push something forward when it's not the right timing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm wondering if those of you, we'll get ready to do some of individual work. Oh, and the other thing is, I want to invite you, if you haven't yet. We have quite a few on here who are part of our Vortal community, but I would really love to have you check into it. It's real easy to do. By the way, we got a new website that's just about ready to be launched, but you can still find this on our old website. If you go to transformationaltools.com, and on the homepage, it talks about the Vortal community and what it's about and why it's here. But I'm really excited about the new website. I've put many, many hours into it, and I've had a woman that's been helping me, which is really good, and has transferring everything over and making sure that it's all right. So I really would love to have all of you take a look at that. But anyway, and I'll let you know when it's moved over, so you can do that. But please come and join us in the Vortal. I'm telling you, it's more and more. We're getting to know everybody, and it just feels so much in my heart now. And I will be doing a presentation on the second Sunday of the month of January. So and we do what we do then too, is then break into groups and talk to each other and get to know each other better. And we really inspire each other, I think. And that's really what I had hoped for it. So it's wonderful. Anyway, now let's go on to our individual ones. And I think we have Courtney as the first.
Courtney is first.
Yes. Yeah. So what do you want to start with, luminaries or color cards?
Color cards.
Okay. And I'll do a luminary for her. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Courtney, I got lesson in purple or violet. Transcend your difficulties. This is the color that is found at the top of your head, and in your upper, goes from here up.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that there's when a difficult situation comes up, or a choice maybe that is kind of perplexing or not sure what to do, that those things can come up and kind of be aggravating, and that this is saying trust in that higher source, trust in that wisdom of purple, which is very ancient wisdom, and can help you get some clarity. Also where your psychic gifts are. And the yellow that go with it are your solar plexus. When those two go together, solar plexus is like having a mental clear picture of it and saying, yep, that's it. And the purple has an intuitive hit that says, yes, that's it. And when they both say yes, that really helps you with your decision, because both my intuition up here and my gut is saying, yep, it's the right choice. But if one of them is questioning it, look into it more. That's what I'm getting.
So I started coughing, and I think there's a reason for that, Courtney. I think there are things that you're wanting to say, but it's not real clear how to do that without feeling like you're stepping on toes or you're getting into a bee's nest or whatever. So I would really encourage you to take some time and listen internally. How do I handle this? What do I say? And oftentimes, what I do is I set it up and say, I really need to do this communication, but I don't want it to feel fake, like I set it up. So I just ask the divine spirit to help to bring it to me in a very organic way. And if I'm willing to wait, it does. It comes, and then when I say something, I'm in the right place to say it. And what comes through me is very helpful. It's not something that's judgmental or of that kind of thing. And all of you, I want to know, but I also want Courtney to know that if you're dealing with some kind of a situation that's very difficult, I am available for sessions, and Leslie's available as well. And so you can find that on the website, but you can also just email us. And if you just even send me, I'll take care of it. It's Arlene@transformationaltools.com. And if you want some help from Leslie, let me know, and I'll help her to set up something with you. Is that okay, Leslie?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because this is a really tough time, and I know that sometimes people need extra help. Well, what I got for you, Courtney, is Mosaic. And Mosaic is very much about being able to accept that people are different. And it says, you are a unique tile in the universal mosaic of being. Claim your special beauty, even as you allow that others to be that too. And this is knowing that we're going to be meeting up with people with lots of differences. And part of what we're being asked to do is to stay neutral. And it doesn't mean you have to take in everything that another person is or says, but it does mean that it's important to pay attention and not to categorize this, not to categorize someone as, that they're awful the way they are or something. But it doesn't mean you have to be friends with everybody either. So it means that you just have to be yourself and be available to bring spirit into that, or the presence that we've talked about before, bringing that in. And at the same time, listening, but only taking in what really resonates with your inner self, not just because somebody else says that they are the one that has all the messages. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to other people, especially when it comes to working on this business. And invariably, if I don't listen inside and I take something on, it's a real side road, which isn't always a bad thing because we learn a lot from it. But I could have helped myself by being more careful to check in with my inner self. So that is what I would suggest. And I think both of what Leslie has said and what I'm saying is check in. Be sure that you find that inside of yourself. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So then the next one I have is Anne. I'm so happy to see Anne on here.
Did I do it?
You did a color card. I'll do a color card. You do luminary.
I'm just checking to see if I got Shanti a luminary.
Courtney, you mean, or what? Or what? Who are you doing this for?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're doing Courtney and then Anne.
That's who I have, but we can do
Oh,
Shante if you
well,
pick.
Shanti was next, but it doesn't matter which order. So since you've already pulled for Anne, let's do Anne.
Okay, and I'm going to do a color card for Anne. All right, where are my color cards? All right, I gotta find my color cards. You might as well go ahead because I'm gonna have to find my color.
Okay. Anne, I got. I'm trying to get my little self here all organized. and we know how that is sometimes. Okay.
Oh, they're on the floor.
I got spheres of intention, and the geometry that goes with them is 10 and 12. And this is saying choose the direction of your life from your deepest desires. Synchronistically, this focus draws others to you, creating groups of similar intention. So this says that, as you put your desires out there, this is a week where you can put it out there and um, draw others to you that have that same focus. And notice the synchronicities. Notice the synchronicities as it happens. And then it says manifest your desires. So when you put out an intention, that ignites that creativity and it organizes people and things, opportunities for you coming up. That's your beautiful card this
That is a beautiful card. The other thing I notice about this one, Anne, is that it shows that your main intention is in the center, and then it goes out to other spheres of energy. So as the center, you're holding your intentions and allowing that to go out where it will become a live thing. It may be that you'll be a part about some groups, or it may be that other people indicate they have a same interest and you get together. There are a lot of ways that Spirit takes us to do what we're here to do. And then, Anne, what I got for the color card is this beautiful color of magenta. And it says on it, compassionate and compassionate healing. And I feel like you may have had a little bit of a shift inside of you, because I don't know if you always recognize your compassionate healing that you are. But maybe that is really showing up for you now. And what I'm getting is that it has a lot to do with how grounded you are. So let me know, you can put it in the chat, is just let us know if you're feeling grounded, because maybe the way you ground is changing. That's the other thing. We can't just assume that everything's staying the same, especially right now with what's going on the earth. So, but that kind of compassionate healing, compassionate love is extremely important. And it's also part of the new leadership. And I know that you're a leader, and people really look to you. But the two colors that are part of leadership is the magenta and the lime green. And the lime green is a combination of the heart green and the yellow of the solar plexus, which is the empowerment of knowing who you are and the empowerment of coming from your true self. And there's white in there that really indicates that you are connected to your divine source. So as a leader, if you have this compassionate healing energy that you are using, and people feel that you hear them and that you know them and that kind of thing. And then over here, you have this kind of leadership that is heart-centered and yet very clear. Yellow is about really knowing what's going on, not just wishing, but which was okay, but it's more being really clear about what's there and being clear about how you can be your empowered self as a leader. Ooh, I'm just loving this for you, Anne. Did you get anything else, Leslie?
No, I think between the two, you got both of them.
So I have a Will next. Who did you have next?
Shanti.
Okay, let's get Shanti up here. I'm going to do a luminary for her.
I did a luminary for her.
Oh, then I will do a color.
Because of switching back and forth.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the luminary unfolding, and just notice how the white and the light blue and the yellows, it's, clarity comes as it unfolds. What a beautiful design this is, and all the little connecting fibers. It's just so wonderful. I really love it. The thing I was getting for you was that to recognize your unfolding as a step at a time and very organic, as we were talking about. It says it's time to unfold what lies within you. It's the right time and the right place. So be looking out for how your life is now unfolding to a new place, to a new expression of who you are, and to dare to take those steps one at a time. It's definitely a not forced, but a sweet, gentle, and right timing kind of unfolding for you.
And along with that is the lesson in pink. And it's care for yourself and your inner child. So, this is such an important piece for all of us. Any part of us that has carried hurt through lifetimes or carried hurt and feeling like you haven't been seen or heard or that kind of thing, unfortunately, we can carry that with us through our whole life. But now is really a big opening for healing all of that. And the colors can help with that so much. And just the different tools that we have can help with that so much. And so this pink, I like to, if I'm working on some child part of me, I like to have pink around me, because that is a real attraction for the child, and the child feels really safe. And then, as you do your work with this, it turns into the strength of pink, which is innocent, trusting, and loving. So it goes from having a part of you that is so anxious and so not liking what's going on around here, which many of our inner children go, what in the heck is this? And then if it goes to innocent, trusting, and loving. So again, this is where the child part of us can reclaim these parts of it. And at the same time, we who are consciously informed are here to make sure that we use our discernment so we don't put these child parts of us into a place where it's dangerous. So it's really being very aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I love that one too, because the discernment is part of it. It's like
it's so important
together.
Yeah. And that discernment comes from our inner self. So we have to be really close to what's happening inside of us and what we know is true. Mm-hmm. So Winter Ray has joined us too. So glad you're here, Winter Ray.
Put her on the list at the bottom here.
So who do you have next?
I have Will.
Okay. Do you want to do color card or luminary?
Yes, color card.
Okay, I will do luminary. And if he gets crystalline again,
After 2 weeks in a row. That would be fun, though.
I would. And you can't suck away all the crystalline.
Oh, no, no, no.
There's enough for all of us.
Plenty to go around.
Well, it isn't crystalline, but go ahead with your color card.
Oh, okay. Well, I am getting strength in purple.
Oh, yes.
Regal, communicating, or is that what it says? Yes. Commanding and spiritual. And this says to me, it's a time of strength in that intuitive self, that knowing self, where you are able to realize that work that you came to do, the growth that you came to do, you can tap right into that intuitively. And of course, yellow is that part that the clarity comes with that. And your gut says, yep, now's a good time. And you just seem to be in the flow with this card coming up for you this coming week.
That is great. You know, it really fits with the luminary. This one's called Awakened. And look at the yellow in there. Woo! That's a really bright, beautiful yellow. And the part that was jumping out says, tell Will this. You are born anew, Will. You're transformed, empowered, and ready to serve in a world that has come of age. Hallelujah. Oh, do we need you and all of your empowered self in this world and in the ethers. So Awakened is perfect one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do too. I'm hearing woohoo down
from downstairs.
Yes. Yeah.
So I have Mia next. Do you have her next, or
I have Jeannie.
Okay.
Jeannie S.
Well, let's do Jeannie then.
And Jeannie's sister is here, so we can do her after that.
Oh, okay, good.
All right. And
So Jeannie, put in the comments that what your sister's name is.
She did. It's
Rosa.
She
did. Okay.
Rosa.
Rosa. Okay. Rosa. Ooh, that's a pretty name.
Okay, so I have the luminary. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Jeannie, this one is called Dawning. Mm-hmm. Dawning says that accept your new growth with faith, even as you push through the fog of uncertainty. Passionately throw open your windows to the dawn, live fully, every moment counts. And that, I can just feel that energy going whoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, new growth is bursting forth through your center, birthing a new world of new possibilities. So I'm getting that in this week, you be open to new possibilities that are coming your way. And that may have already come and you're thinking about them. And simply know that all this beautiful energy in this card and in these colors and geometry are there to support you and to help you move through and into these new possibilities that are coming there. So it's a dawning. It's this number 11 with sacred geometry, which is a master number, and a powerful time for you.
Yes, definitely. And Jeannie, I just want to tell you that language, we don't let language get in the way. If Prince of Peace is a safe harbor for you, feel free to always express what that is. Because I tell people in our classes and every place else, If there are words that don't make sense to you or that's not in your wheelhouse, use the word that fits for you. But I don't want you to ever hold back, Jeannie, because that's part of who we are here. We're all highly sensitive, intuitive, and unique. And our uniqueness is celebrated here. And it doesn't mean that we expect everyone to have the same kind of uniqueness. And that's part of that luminary that has to do with mosaic. It's really accepting and loving and learning from each other, not saying, well, you're not in the right cubicle.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Color,
Jean,
color card.
go ahead. Yeah. What
No, I'm looking forward to her color card.
Yes, and it's the lesson in red, and you know how much red there is in that dawning. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And usually, what this means is that there's red energy is leaking out sometimes, or the red energy has taken over. And in this time, one of the ways it can take over is you've got your list, and you're so focused on your list that you may not be entirely enjoying what's happening around you. But dawning is telling you to look at this in a different way. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's about, I think you said this earlier, Leslie, it's just about taking a look at what's there and how you are going to deal with what's there. It's not, none of it is ever in stone. And for each of us, that's why we have to go inside and say, what's the best way that I can handle this out in the world? So for you, Jeannie, what we wish for you is that you will take that beautiful red energy that is is what gives you the ability to do the things that you want to do, and it's there and available for you, but you want to put it into a balance with the green of the heart. That way, it is not just pushing its way ahead. It's a masculine energy, and it can tend to push its way out. But when it gets connected with the feminine in the green, it's like, and here we are, red and green, for Christmas. That when you get that kind of a balance, then you find that red can turn into a strength, full of fire, starter, doer, independent, because those are important aspects of you. And what you want to do is to find why it's either leaking or why it's in fear or why the red is in pushing ahead. And remember, the red is from the middle of the hips down through the bottoms of the feet. So it's how we walk and move. And so it's really important that that energy is available to us. So, yeah, I think that was a good one, Jeannie. So now let's do Rosa. Are we going to do Rosa? Okay. So I'll do a luminary for Rosa.
Mm-hmm. And I think I should do well, I have the card. Maybe I'll just go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is Strength in Black. Now, what I got is this is a card of transformation. To me, it indicates that you're in the middle of a transformation right now. And you are fully equipped to do this. That's why you have the strength with you. You are transforming and you're full of potential. And what I want to say about that potential is that black is the color of all possibilities. It's a feminine kind of receptive energy. And so looking out and saying, what do I want to transform? How do I want to do this? And watching for those events that bring what it is you're asking for, and bringing in what your highest intentions are from your heart, that heartfelt place. So what a wonderful place to be in, to know that you are totally supported in your transformation at this time.
And Rosa, this is the other half of it. So you are ready. And this is called, all right, passionate ascension. What if you can see the movement in it? It means that you are being moved into a higher frequency than you've been in before. And that also is why you have this potential that's available to you. So just know that you are being helped by the colors red and green in here, which is a beautiful balance. And the light that you see in the center of it, and there's yellow in there, that's part of your empowerment in order to move into this other higher frequency. And then see the spirals are in there. The spiral is what happens to this when it goes around all itself. But there are spirals within there. There's 4 of them that are also sort of like engines. They're helping the energy to move to this new place. So take this to heart, Rosa. You're really in a wonderful place right now where you're open to all the possibilities. And at the same time, you're getting help to swirl up into another energy. This is what evolvement is about, is that we're changing where our energy is naturally. You know, when you evolve like that, it doesn't mean that you're not aware of the other dimensions that you've come through. It just means that where you are now focused is the energy that is right for you now and gives you what you need for these possibilities that Leslie was talking about. So thank you for joining us, Rosa. And come anytime, because we love having people come in and just see what we're about and see if it resonates for them. All right, who do you have next?
Ofa.
Okay. So I'm doing a color card.
Yes.
Okay, Ofa, what I'm getting is the lesson in indigo. It's trust what you know. This is one that comes up really often when we're in the middle of change, or when we're in the middle of something that is distressing. And it's so easy to just fall back into that part of us that says, well, I don't know if I'm up for this. I don't know exactly how to handle this. You don't have to worry about that, because all you need to do is go into your highly sensitive self. You will know what's there. This color is actually where our psychic gifts are. It's in the back of the head and the base of the skull. And it may mean that there is a new gift for you that will be highly helpful to you. And it's not something you have to open up to right in a minute, but it's something that you can say, well, I'm willing to begin to feel into this. As long as it's something that's right at a soul level, I will do that and know that I'm being supported. So just go ahead and spend some time with this newness that's coming in for you.
Okay, and Ofa, I have spheres of intention. What I'm getting is it's the numbers 10 and 12, and it talks about choosing the direction of your life from your deepest desires. And the part that struck out to me was that being defines doing. And looking at who your being is, you can access that thing that you really want, those deep, heartfelt desires. And there's an emphasis here on co-creativity. If you're not feeling like, well, I try to generate it, it's asking you to bring in others along the way to help you create those desires. And boy, does Lesson in Indigo go with that. It's like your psychic parts, the parts that are intuitive and just kind of got, maybe I'll talk to this person, or maybe, and oh, I met this person at the grocery store, and gosh, I haven't seen them in a long time, and blah, blah, blah. And you get talking, and, the synchronicities that can come up just from you putting out your desire is what I'm getting. It's time to, this week can be a real time to look for an ally in another person.
What I'm getting is blue is a very important color for Ofa right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Ofa, I would suggest that if you can, just close your eyes and imagine that there was a beautiful scarf or a beautiful, like a coat almost, that's being put around you. And if you will just visualize that and breathe into the blue that's there, blue is going to have some really big insights for you. And indigo is the same way, that indigo also has really. And if you have some crayons or colored pencils, I would suggest that you spend some time with that, because there's see if you can find one that's a real dark blue purple. That's the indigo. And then the true blue, that's like the blue sky. And just let yourself create something, and then pick up any other colors that want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And if you would, take a picture and send it.
Always can do that, yes.
Okay, so now I still have Mia and Winter Ray, and now we have Moon Soul. So Moon Soul, would you put up what your actual first name is? That would be helpful. Okay, so are we doing Mia?
Mia.
Okay, and I'm doing
yes, luminary.
Oh, I'm telling you what, Mia, I just have gotten so much out of your beautiful pictures you put up. The other day, I just looked at one of those, and it was like, oh, that I just went right to my heart. Oh, this is such a special luminary for you. This one is called Sweetness. And just take that in around you, Mia. Have that with you, because remember, the yellow is about feeling your empowered self, which means standing as your soul and form and being very capable in that, and then living your life from there. And then the turquoise here, whenever it shows up, I find that it has to do with some new aspect of your life purpose is showing itself. And you don't have to say, oh, what is it, blah, blah, blah. You can just say, I receive whatever it is that's next. And then just watch and pay attention and live from that empowered self that you are. So that's huge. I feel the energy of this so strongly for you, Mia.
I do too. I also feel that for her. And this is a time of really taking it in for you, allowing it to go deeper, allowing it to go in and cleanse and clear and anything that might be there. And this is the lesson in orange. And it talks about allowing all your emotions to be felt. And remember, blue is expressing it, which is the complement to it. But the orange in it, to me, also says, as you receive this sweetness, I mean, sometimes we can get, we're giving out a lot of sweetness, and we give out a lot of love and give out a lot of stuff. But we get busy with tasks and things, and we forget to, hey, I need some of that, and I need some of that to balance and to feel my life and to feel what it's like to be in this place of living, being a living being and a amazing being that can feel and know and send out this kind of energy and to renew and replenish and to benefit as we benefit others. You know, it's not just to give, give, give all the time. It's and not that that's a bad thing, but when we balance it out with allowing our feelings to feel, maybe you jump up and down for joy, maybe you cry when you hear about somebody being hurt. Those things are all part of our wondrous humanity as well as our spirituality. It's an expression of such love, and that's what we want to be doing. And you do that so well.
All right. Well, I have a color card for Mia,
Okay.
and it's
For
the
who? We just did Mia.
who? Oh, Winry. No, I knew it was Winry, but I didn't.
Anyway,
I just
yeah.
okay. So Winry. I got one first, and I said I don't think that's the right one, so I picked again. And what I got was the lesson in lime green. Now, lime green is the new kind of leadership, and magenta is its complement. So this has the yellow of the personal empowerment, and it also has the green of the heart, and it has the white that comes from the divine source. So what I want to say to you, Winry, is take some time to sit and really look at what's happening with your personal empowerment. Am I living from my personal empowerment? Am I living from my soul in form and then acting in the world from there? And if not, ask lime green and magenta to help you, because you're very open right now and you're ready, but it's just kind of like holding back a little bit. And so you might want to just say, okay, I'm just going to get surrounded by these two colors, and then I'm going to find out what this is about and do some of that journaling with it and see what you get from that. Anything you get from that for Winry?
No, I definitely got the same thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And for your luminary, I got passionate ascension, which fits very well with what was just shared with you. It is the number 4 and 8. It's the intention and commitment to the spiritual journey have brought you to this juncture. Now it's time to leap with faith into an unknown world and let your passion propel you inward to your core in order to combust outward into a new way of being without looking back. So looking at your personal empowerment is part of this. And you say, what is, how am I doing with that? Am I ready to move into a new way of leadership, a new expression of my spirituality, and my person and people that I'm around, with people that I'm around? So it's saying, allow this energy this week to propel you into that place of something new, and something from your deepest part.
You know what else I get is Winry, the thing is that when I feel you and the essence of your empowerment, it is so beautiful and it's so strong, but there's still some part of you that's holding back. And this card that Leslie picked, it can really help you begin to spiral and be able to move yourself into this place that your soul is waiting for you to be there.
Yeah. Yes.
So, Moon Song is Michelle.
Yes.
And so, Michelle, we're so glad to have you here today. And she said she hadn't been here for a while. But oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're here. And I'll tell you what I got for you. I got the unfolding card. And when I feel your energy, I feel the energy that I feel in the center of this card. So much light and so much that's available within you. And it's a little bit like what I was talking about with winter, a little bit of holding back. And so what it says in the book is there is so much more within your crystalline core than you yet realize or that you yet know. It is time for your unfolding. One small step at a time is all it takes. So don't think that this is something that's big and overwhelming or whatever. This is just taking a step toward empowerment by asking your soul to show you what that step is. What is it that's next for me that is part of my empowerment?
And for your color card, I got green, the lesson in green, and it's here to support you and encourage you to heal and grow. And your green is that beautiful heart center, that center where our heart and our arms and up through our shoulders. It's like it's time to heal and grow something of yourself that needs maybe that little part that was holding back. It's okay now. It's time to, and it's saying, oh, here you are this week. It's time to address that. Time to look at it and and rejoice that this is happening. Because sometimes I think we go, oh, we have to grow, and that resistance comes up. But we can just go, oh man, I get to do this. And I get to free up part of my energy and be in joy, be in love more and more and more. Did you get anything else with that? With green?
Well, I always think of the green as helping us to, the green and blue both, helping us to flow. But green is more helping us to find things organically and with love for ourselves. So be sure, Michelle, and recognize that what this is about has to do with you listening to your heart and you allowing the true self of who you are to come through. And I would love to have you join us in the Vortal, our group that we've developed. And you can learn more about it on transformationaltools.com on the front of the website. But my heart is saying there is so much that's part of the group experience that would be really helpful to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. What a powerful day.
That was so powerful. Thank you for all being here because you hold the energy for this. You're like the little container here that holds this energy for us and for everybody and makes it easier for us to pick the cards and feel into the energy. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. And for those of you who celebrate Christmas, just enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and just know that you are so supported by the universe and that you are so unique and wonderful. And we love you all.
Many, many blessings during this time.
And Leslie, it's so fun to do this with you.
It is. It's so fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will say goodbye for now. And please come and join us on next Friday. This is a really important time for all of us.
Mm-hmm.